So if you're like leading a team or just navigating modern work, you probably know this feeling, right? That constant struggle,
Oh, yeah.
trying to find time for, actual deep thinking, your calendar, probably just wall-to-wall meetings, urgent stuff popping up.
Whole battlefield, yeah.
And there's this mountain of research info piling up faster than you can possibly make sense of it.
Mm-hmm. You feel constantly reactive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Making decisions on the fly, feeling, well, kind of overwhelmed.
It's a common pain point.
Well, today we're doing a deep dive into something that might actually help, something pretty transformative, potentially.
Okay.
We're looking at AI, specifically generative AI, but not just as a tool for, like, speeding up small tasks.
Right, moving beyond the basics.
Yeah. Our mission today is to unpack how the really high-performing teams are integrating AI systematically, turning it into a real thought partner.
A thought partner. I like that framing.
Something that can amplify our judgment, elevate strategic thinking. And we're drawing heavily today from Sam Robertstad's work, your AI thought partner, Thinking with Machines.
It's a really insightful piece.
And it connects to this idea Robertstad mentions from Joseph Piper. The end of our race is not to be found in technology, but in the perfection of our thinking.
That quote is so important. It really sets the stage. Because, when Gen AI first hit the scene, everyone was buzzing about speed.
Right, the time-saving miracle.
Exactly. Teams thought, okay, this is the magic wand. It's going to solve our time problem. Just prompt it, get stuff done faster.
And did that actually pan out for most people? Did they get that time back in a meaningful way?
Well, strategically, mostly no. Robertstad points out that the early experiments were often really superficial.
Like what?
Things like polishing Slack messages, drafting kind of bland release notes, surface level stuff.
Okay, so not exactly game-changing.
Not at all. The time saved was minimal, he says. And the crucial part, strategic clarity was still elusive.
So the tech felt impressive, but
irrelevant to the really hard problems, the complex decisions leaders face. And Robertstad argues this shows a fundamental misunderstanding of AI's real value.
which isn't just speed.
No, it's what he calls synthesis at scale. That's the game changer.
Synthesis at scale. Okay, that sounds different. And you see this misunderstanding in the numbers, don't you? Like,
Yeah.
tons of companies using AI.
Oh, yeah. 71% are using it in at least one function. It's huge adoption.
But here's the kicker. Over 80% say they're seeing no tangible impact on EBIT, on the bottom line.
Exactly. That gap is massive. It really highlights the problem.
What is the core problem there? Is it just using it badly?
It's confusing activity with impact. Teams are doing AI stuff, sure, but it's not translating into meaningful business outcomes.
And that creates friction.
Big time. Robertstad mentioned 68% of C-suite execs feel tension because there's no shared framework, no agreement on what good prompts look like or how to evaluate the output.
So everyone's off doing their own thing, essentially.
Pretty much. You've got this huge appetite. Adoption interest is up 25% from last year.
Wow.
But only about a third of organizations are actually prioritizing training or change management to support it.
That sounds like a recipe for, not succeeding, like a runaway train.
Precisely. And the data bears that out. This is critical. Companies with formal AI strategies, they report an 80% success rate in adoption and implementation.
80%. Okay, compared
There's
to
37% for teams without those strategic frameworks.
Wow, that's a huge difference.
It really is. It shows that the difference isn't the tech itself, it's the discipline applied to using it effectively. It's about being intentional.
Okay, so shift from speed to synthesis, need discipline, need strategy. Got it. But why is this deeper AI partnership so critical now? What's changed?
It really boils down to complexity. Modern product environments are just exponentially more complex.
Exponentially.
Think about it. Customer feedback from dozens of channels, global market research, competitors shifting monthly, tech constraints changing every sprint.
It's an avalanche of information.
It's a fire hose. No single person, not even a whole team, can really process all of that effectively anymore, at least not at the speed required.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me. How does AI help with that? Not just faster, but smarter.
Right. When AI is used as a true thought partner, the benefits aren't just marginal. Robertstad highlights things like 27% higher product success rates,
27% higher.
34% faster decision-making velocity, and 41% better cross-functional alignment.
Those are serious numbers.
They really are, and they compound over time. AI elevates the quality of thinking. It can like compress months of research into insights.
Condensing time.
Yeah, and surfacing contradictions maybe you wouldn't spot between, say, your roadmap and the latest market data.
Yeah.
You can even generate competing strategic options for the team to debate.
Like different scenarios.
Exactly. Things you can pressure test together.
That sounds incredibly powerful, almost like giving your team a superpower. But there has to be a catch, right? A condition.
Absolutely. Robertstad is very clear on this. This value, this amplification, it only happens when humans provide rigorous direction.
So you have to steer it carefully.
You have to steer it carefully, and crucially, you maintain accountability for the final decisions. It's a partnership. AI doesn't replace the human judgment.
It augments it.
Precisely. It augments our most critical thinking functions.
Okay, that makes total sense. So if we want that partnership, that rigorous direction, how do we guide the AI? How do we make sure every interaction actually, advances a decision?
Well, that's where Robertstad introduces this framework he calls C.O.R.E.
C.O.R.E. Okay, let's break that down. What's the C?
C is for context. Provide the complete strategic picture. This is fundamental.
Because the AI only knows what you feed it.
Exactly. You give it a generic prompt, you get a generic, often useless output. You need comprehensive context for it to reason effectively.
Can you give an example of that, like a before and after?
Sure. Instead of just saying, help me prioritize features, which is way too vague,
Right.
you give it the full picture. Something like, okay, we're a B2B SaaS platform for mid-market accounting firms. Our main competition is on workflow automation, not core accounting. Q3 goal. Improve user activation from 23% to 35% in week 1. Here are the 8 feature requests from our latest user research, plus complexity estimates and segment feedback. See the difference?
Yeah, that's way more specific. A lot more upfront work, though.
It is, but Robertstad argues that investment in setting up the context pays dividends across many interactions later. The AI has the framework.
Okay, makes sense. So after context, we have O.
O is for objective. Define how this interaction will advance a decision.
So not just asking for info, but knowing why you need it.
Exactly. Every prompt should push a specific decision or debate forward. Vague objectives just lead to scattered, unhelpful outputs.
So instead of generate product ideas.
You'd make it much sharper, like recommend which of these 3 specific customer problems we should invest engineering resources in next quarter, given our goal is reducing churn in the 5,200 employee segment.
Okay, very targeted. Or for competitor analysis.
Instead of just analyze competitor X, you'd ask, assess if competitor X's new integration threatens our differentiation with accounting firms using QuickBooks, and recommend our strategic response options. See, you're specifying how the information influences a decision.
Got it. C for context, O for objective. Next is R.
R is response format. Structure the output for consumption.
Ah, so telling the AI how you want the answer presented.
Precisely. AI can give you info in tons of ways, but the format determines how easily your team can actually digest it and act on it.
So you need to design the output for usability.
Yes. Don't just ask for a prioritized list. Be specific. Create a table. Columns for customer impact, engineering complexity, competitive differentiation, strategic fit scores. Include your reasoning for each score. Flag assumptions needing more research.
Okay, that's very structured. What about for something like a strategy memo?
You got that too. Write a 300-word exec summary. Then 3 specific recommendation options. For each, include resources, timeline, metrics, risks. Use bullet points for easy scanning in our leadership review.
Right, so they can actually use it quickly.
Yeah, it cuts out so much back and forth, gets you closer to a usable output the first time.
Okay, C-O-R. Last one is E.
E is for evaluation. Request self-critique. This one's really interesting.
Asking the AI to critique itself.
Yes. The most valuable outputs, Robertstad says, include an explicit assessment of their own limitations, their assumptions, their confidence levels.
Why is that so important?
It prevents over-reliance. It builds systematic accountability for the quality of the AI's reasoning.
So what kind of prompts do you use for that?
Things like, what assumptions underlie this analysis that might be wrong? Or, what additional data would most improve these recommendations? And crucially, where is your confidence highest and lowest in this assessment?
Ah, so you know where to apply more human scrutiny.
Exactly. It fosters that true collaborative partnership. Humans know where they need to dig deeper.
Okay, C-O-R-E context, objective, response format, evaluation. That framework makes a lot of sense conceptually. But, what does this mean day to day? How does it change regular product management work?
Right, let's make it concrete. Robertstad details 4 high-leverage weekly touchpoints where C.O.R.E makes a real difference. Starts with Monday. research synthesis.
Ah, the Monday morning data dump. User interviews, support tickets.
Yeah, information overload, insights get buried, it takes ages to sift through it all.
So how does C.O.R.E. help there?
Imagine feeding it, say, 12 interview transcripts and prompting. Identify the top 3 pain points for manufacturing segment customers. Give frequency counts, key quotes, correlation with tenure, format as a prioritized table, pain point, frequency, quotes, strategic implications. And critically, what contradictions or gaps need follow-up research.
Okay, that's a very specific ask using the C.O.R.E. elements. What's the impact?
Teams report cutting synthesis time from maybe 4 or 6 hours down to 30 minutes. And importantly, the quality of insights actually goes up.
That's huge. Okay, what about Tuesday? Hypothesis development. Teams often struggle with making hypotheses really tight, right? And measurable.
Totally. Often it's more like intuition than rigorous testing. So
Yeah.
a C.O.R.E. prompt might look like, take this problem, activation drops after setup, turn it into 3 testable hypotheses for our next sprint. Consider our persona, non-techie accounting managers, our metric goal, boost 7-day activation 23% to 35%.
Yeah.
Our constraints, 2-week sprint, 1 front-end dev. Structure each hypothesis, assumption, test method, success criteria, pivot options, and where are you least confident.
So it forces precision and links directly to metrics.
Exactly. You get much tighter hypotheses ready for testing with measurement built in.
Okay, midweek, Wednesday. Scenario planning. This feels like a big one for strategic thinking, moving beyond the obvious options.
Yeah, this is where AI can really flex as a thought partner. Instead of just batting around the usual ideas, use C.O.R.E. like. Okay, competitor X launch an AI feature. Evaluate 3 strategic responses for us. 1, build our own AI. 2, partner with AI specialists. 3, differentiate via workflow integration instead. Score each on timeline, resources, differentiation, retention impact, include success metrics, and flag the key assumptions that could kill each option.
So it forces a structured comparison of diverse options.
Right. Teams consider a broader set of possibilities and evaluate them systematically rather than just jumping on the first idea.
Love it. And then Friday, stakeholder communication, connecting the dots for everyone else.
Always a challenge. Making sure updates actually land and show progress against goals.
So a C.O.R.E. approach.
Could be. Convert our Q2 achievements into 3 formats. 1, 2-sentence exec summary for the board slide. 2, 5 bullets for the engineering brief on customer impact. 3, 1-paragraph customer success story for sales. Emphasize progress on the 35% activation goal. Link features to metrics. And what concerns might each audience have.
Tailored communication linked to outcomes. Makes sense.
Yeah, the impact is much better stakeholder alignment. The right message for the right audience tied to the business goals.
Okay, these examples are powerful. But even with a framework like C.O.R.E., things can still go wrong, right? What are the common pitfalls?
Oh, absolutely. No framework is foolproof. Robertstad highlights a few key failure modes to watch out for. First one, overtrust in polished outputs.
Meaning?
AI is really good at sounding confident. The language is smooth, the analysis looks neat, but that polish can easily hide errors or, shaky assumptions.
Right, it looks convincing even if it's wrong. How do you fight that?
You need checks and balances. Establish roles like a devil's advocate in reviews. Always make the AI state its confidence levels and assumptions, like we discussed with E and C.O.R.E., and assign team members to actively challenge the AI's points with their own expertise.
Don't just accept it at face value. Okay, what else?
Second big one, context drift over time.
Ah, the world changes, but the AI's context stays stuck in the past.
Exactly. Your strategy evolves, the market shifts, new research comes in. If you don't update the AI's context, its partnership becomes less and less relevant, even misleading.
So what's the fix?
Discipline again. Schedule regular context reviews. Quarterly, maybe? Treat it like maintaining infrastructure. You have to feed it the latest strategy, research, competitive intel, constraints. Keep it current.
Makes sense. What about hallucinations? AI confidently making stuff up, especially in technical areas?
Yeah, hallucination in specialized domains. This is a real risk. AI can generate plausible sounding but incorrect info on technical details, regulations, niche industry stuff. It doesn't know it's wrong.
So how do you guard against that?
This is non-negotiable. Verify all technical, legal, and regulatory recommendations with actual human experts. Use AI to structure thinking, generate options, yes. But the final validation for specialized domains must come from a qualified person.
Okay, human verification is key there. One more concern I've heard is about our own skills. If AI does the thinking, do we get lazy?
That's the 4th failure mode, team skill degradation. It's a valid concern. Over-reliance can lead to atrophy of critical human skills, research synthesis, strategic thinking, critical evaluation. We don't want teams to lose their ability to think deeply themselves.
Right. So how do you prevent becoming too dependent?
Mix it up. Rotate who uses AI for certain tasks. For major decisions, require human-generated analysis alongside the AI's output. Compare them. The goal, remember, is using AI to accelerate thinking, not replace it. Build a better brain trust. Don't outsource the brain.
Accelerate, not replace. Okay, so pulling this all together, how do these systematic practices translate into a real competitive edge for a company?
Robertstad is really clear here. This isn't just about individual productivity. When organizations adopt systematic AI partnerships, they build sustainable competitive advantages.
Sustainable. How so?
He gives examples like Vizient achieving 4 times their estimated ROI. They treated AI as a core systematic capability, not just a tool.
4 times ROI. Where does that massive advantage come from? Is it just being faster?
It's deeper than speed. It comes from what he calls accumulated learning velocity. Teams get better, faster, and improved product intuition.
Learning velocity.
Yeah, by systematically engaging with AI insights, structured reasoning, diverse scenarios. The team just learns faster about their market, their customers, their options. They build better intuition, and that compounds. It's really hard for competitors to catch up just by buying the same AI tool.
Because the advantage is in the process, the discipline.
Exactly. It's the systematic approach to partnership. And this scales. It's not just one manager being good. It becomes an organizational capability.
How does it scale?
Through shared frameworks like C.O.R.E. and through AI champions. These are the power users who emerge, inspire others, help set standards across departments.
So it becomes part of the company culture.
Ideally, yes. The most effective orgs treat AI partnership as a core competency, something that needs training, standards, continuous improvement. That's how AI goes from just helping individuals be a bit more productive to giving the entire organization a systematic competitive advantage.
Okay, so the core message really comes through. AI isn't replacing product managers.
But product managers who really master this AI partnership, they will consistently outperform those who don't.
And the opportunity isn't just saving time, it's about a fundamental improvement in strategic thinking, decision speed.
Quality and velocity, yeah.
The C.O.R.E. framework seems like a great starting point, but it sounds like it takes real commitment.
Absolutely. It needs practice, iteration, team buy-in. You can't just flip a switch.
Yeah.
Start small, maybe with those high-frequency, low-risk applications we talked about.
And measure the right thing, not just time saved.
Crucially, yes. Measure the impact on decision quality, on strategic clarity, not just hours saved. Focus on building that organizational capability, not just making one person reliant on a tool.
And always, always keep the human in charge of the final call.
Non-negotiable. AI is a powerful thought partner, an amplifier. But leadership needs that human judgment, empathy, accountability. That stays with us.
So here's a final thought to leave people with, something to chew on. Your customers, they don't actually care if you used AI.
Not directly, no.
What they care about is whether your product solves their problem better than anything else out there.
That's the bottom line.
An AI partnership done systematically helps you do that more effectively than competitors who are just dabbling or treating it like a novelty.
Right. The choice isn't really whether to use AI anymore. It's how.
Systematically or sporadically?
And systematic, as Robertstad shows, is how you win.